Now I want to talk about Masons. I have done my own investigation on Masons without any of the truthers in input, because at some point in the truther community it was Masons are doing this, Masons are doing that, and everybody's getting information from other people. So I did my own investigation. I talked to actual Masons. I got to know them, and I got to see what the heck is the truth. And I've researched them. I've done about 6 months now of research, and I've come to this conclusion. I didn't want to make this video until I've done all the research I can. Now, 99.9% of Masons don't know nothing. Nothing. I know a Mason, he couldn't even change a tire. Not only could he not change a tire, he couldn't even change his oil. He couldn't do anything. He was useless. But he was a Mason. Most Masons go to the lodge and they can't even organize a barbecue right. They don't have enough volunteers to even wash the dishes. These people, they don't know nothing. And I asked them about, ruling the world, Illuminati. I've asked them all these questions. They're like, huh? They don't know nothing of nothing. So whatever truther started this nonsense, you know nothing. Now, I'm going to preface this with this. When you get to the 33-degree Mason, I found one that was willing to talk. When you get to 33-degree Mason, you don't know anything still until you get to the Shriners. Now, the Shriners are the CEOs of the CEOs, but that takes years and years and years and years. You're gonna be an old man before you get there. Okay, so there are no infiltrators on YouTube and all this nonsense. These are all old men by the time they get to that position. They don't have time to be sitting there making videos or infiltrating anything. They're doing what they're doing. Now I found out that when they become Shriners, they basically, the thing is, some of them I found out are bankers. Some of them deal in child pornography. Some of them are Shriners because they're pedophiles. But some of the Shriners are good because I've met them and talked to them. They're really nice and they don't know anything about anything. Now, it's less than 1% that have formed these little cliques and that have the money to pay off people, to do their signs, to do this and do that. It's a very small club. I mean, super small. Like Bloodline Royal Club. So I'm going to leave it at that. So the Masons, forget about them. They don't know nothing. I investigated the Catholic. Well, they say they call them the Catholic cult. The Jesuits. Now the Jesuits, same thing. I've talked to 3 of them so far. I could get a hold of only 3 of them. The rest won't talk. The rest don't know anything. But 3 of them were willing to talk and tell me that yes, there are a small minority of evil Jesuits. But the rest of them don't know anything. So it's a small minority. It's like the bankers. There are some good bankers, but most of them are evil. And they form that small minority and that small clique, and they pay off this person, they pay off this politician to do their bidding, and then that politician is indebted to that banker. So Masons are out, Jesuits are out. Now the Columbus Knights, that's another place that I talked to. I was finally able to get a hold of one person in the Columbus Knights. And 99.999% know nothing of anything. They were super nice. The ones that I've met. Now, the one guy did tell me though, when you get to the top, which takes years, I mean you'll be an old man. Top, he doesn't know what happens at that point. So I couldn't find anybody at that point that's been through to the very top, to the top of the ladder. I could not find anybody that would be willing to speak with me. But that community just seems like first of all, you have to be a Catholic to be in there. And it just seems like a nice community. They volunteer, they fix roads, they give out food. They don't have time to run the world. They're giving. So throw the Columbus Knights out. So Masons, Columbus Knights, Jesuits, just stop talking about them. They don't know nothing. Now, the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. It's a book that they call a forgery. I read it. I've studied it. I've researched it. I've taken notes, hundreds and hundreds of notes. And to me, it's absolutely authentic. Everything that's said in that book is happening right now, especially the blood libel, the kidnapping of children. This is all done by that cult. So you have to read this book, The Learned Elders of Zion. It's free online. Get the PDF and research that thing. It's huge. The people are going to tell you it's a forgery. It's not a forgery. Everything that they said is happening right now. It's an amazing book. Whoever wrote this book, these people took time and connected all the dots. Even back then, it's just somebody took time and it's you have to read this book. You have to read this book. It's going to be the most important book you'll ever read in your life. You can PDF it, put it on your phone, read it anytime you want. So, this is the conclusion that I've come to. The Zionists run the world. I am still trying to find one. I'm talking about a top one to interview. Every Jewish person that I've met, they are not at that top Zionist level. They are not a banker. They are not at the top of the top. These people live in gated communities. These people don't talk to anybody. And these people actually live in they have houses in different countries too. So it's going to be extremely hard. But I've connected the dots in my own way through reading through reading that book, through studying about basically the JWO, the Jewish World Order. Everything connects to them as being the top of the ladder. They create Freemasonry. They own the Jesuits. They own everything. So there's no reason to look at these secondary cults and secret societies and skull and bones. No, you don't need to. It's ridiculous. Why go to third, fourth, fifth, sixth best if you can have the best woman? Would you go to the ninth best if the first best is saying, "Hey, I'm right here"? Of course you wouldn't. So they are the top of the ladder. Nothing goes beyond them because if they're at the top. Now, why no truther will talk about them tells you everything you need to know. They'll talk Masons all day long, and they're allowed to stay on YouTube. Of course. Masons don't know nothing. They can talk all Illuminati all day long. You can talk Jesuits all day long. You can talk all these things all day long. You can't talk about what I'm talking about right now. And stay up. Now, the last place I investigated, the Satanic cults. I've emailed, I've called to the temple by me. They don't do animal sacrifices. They don't really worship Satan. Satan to them is not a real person. The Antoine LaVey thing, that's a whole separate thing. That has nothing to do with Satanism of today. Now, I was able to find one in the Satanic Temple that told me there could be offshoots, but they don't represent true Satanism. Because true Satanism, those guys are as peaceful as Christians. They're better than Christians as far as I'm concerned. They're not worshiping a real Satan. They don't believe in a real Satan flying around. That's ridiculous. That's insanity. So, I've done my due diligence, and I'm convinced that if there's any evil Satanists, it's a small minority that don't represent the true Satanist church. They're a small cult, an offshoot, if you will. But you're going to have those people everywhere. You're not going to stop that. But that doesn't represent the whole, you see. So, back again to the Zionists. They are on top. They are on top. So you can do your own research, but that's where my research ends. And one last thing, thank you, Eric Dubay. You're the only one that's still talking about this. You're the only one that'll bring it up. You are a true hero in this community. You are amazing. If nobody else can touch you, you're the best. Thank you, Eric Dubay. Please visit his YouTube channel.